Hi, welcome to Mount Pleasant Up Close. My name's Jeff Nandy. I'm the borough manager, and my co-host.
Jerry Lucia, Mayor of Mount Pleasant.
So, Jerry, we are at a place that you know very well, I hear. It's my understanding.
Yeah, I visit it 4 times a year.
Do you?
If not unless there's something else comes up. I just enjoy my visits.
Well, that's good. And that's important that, as we talk about some of these shows that we do, it's always good to have that connection with some of the shows, like the connection you have at this facility.
Well, it's a good connection, and I always feel comfortable coming here. And the service that they give you is excellent, and I'm really happy with it.
And the atmosphere here, after our watchers and listeners know the name, the atmosphere does look a little bit different than you kind of would expect.
Yes.
So it's kind of like a little bit of a homey atmosphere here.
It's very homey, and the staff here makes you feel so much at ease, and it keeps your blood pressure down when you come in.
And speaking of blood pressure, so you give me good segues, okay? Speaking of blood pressure, that's what you get done here. We are at
Shakers Urgent Care.
Urgent Care. And our guests are obviously from this facility, so we'll let them introduce themselves.
Doctor?
My name is Dr. Shaker. My first name is Milad. I'm basically a family practitioner, a family doctor. Graduated in 2009 from Xilla Latrobe Hospital Family Residency Program. Before that, I did 2 years of surgical residence in Brooklyn, New York, and total residency I did like 5 years training. And originally, I'm from Egypt, Christian Orthodox. I have wife, 3 kids, 2 daughters and 1 son. And
One puppy.
and 1 dog. And I started my practice after I graduated from my residency. I opened my own office in Mount Pleasant, and I started in Main Street in Mount Pleasant. I had a small space. I stayed there as a family doctor, seeing patients in routine hours, open specific hours, a specific time, for 2 years and a half, and I decided to make it a better convenient for my patient to be seen in all times, 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, in establishing type of patient if you want to come and be seen as a primary care doctor for your routine follow-up, and I decided to welcome them to come as urgent care visits. If you are sick, of course, if anyone's sick, you cannot wait until you see your doctor. If when you're sick, you need to be seen right away. So you will have 2 options. Either you go to the emergency room, which is so expensive. For most of the visits, patients go to the emergency room. I would say 90% of them, there is no need to go to the emergency room. You can be seen in the urgent care type of visits, and you get your care, you get your medication, get better, and go home in 1 hour. And on the same time, you keep your appointment as a follow-up, and that's how I decided to open a new office, which is the building I am now, which we celebrated in January 22nd. We celebrated 5 years in this building as an urgent care and family practice under one roof, which it seems doing well. Patients happy, and the patient can reach us 12 hours a day until we close, and they can reach us after that over the phone or pagers. And they are welcomed any time if they're sick, if they need to get seen for routine follow-up. And any kind of things can be done as a primary care or urgent care visits is always available in my facilities. And we here to help the patients, community, and we welcome them to establish as a primary care, and they come in as an urgent care. Even if you have a doctor, you want to keep your doctor, you love your doctor, you still can keep your doctor, and you can come if you're sick, because you probably will not able to reach your doctor because you have to get an appointment, and you don't know when this appointment is going to be. You still can come and walk in as an urgent care, take care of you, and you still can go back to your doctor. You have the choice established with us, and be our patient as a continuity of care and seen as an urgent care anytime. And also you still can keep your doctor and seen as an urgent care at the same time as well. And I think the benefits of our patients got when they are using us as a primary care doctor. Sometimes if you go to a different urgent care, which they basically do urgent care, after that they don't know you and they don't continue to care you pay high copay for urgent care. Sometimes it goes up to $50, $60, and if you go to the ER, you spend like almost $200 for ER copay. But if you're established patients and you even want to come as an urgent care, sometimes you still can pay the office visit copay, which is much cheaper than even the urgent care visits. This is some of the benefits our patients sometimes got.
And you have another staff member with us today?
Tammy,
Hi.
my office manager.
Okay, I'm Tammy Baker. I'm the manager for the urgent care and family practice. I've been with Dr. Shaker for going on 4 years. I manage all 3 of our locations. We're not limited to just Mount Pleasant. We also have an office in Greensburg on Route 30 near Sam's Club, and our most recent location on State Route 31 in Donegal. We have a lot of services to offer, not just strictly family practice, but the urgent care side of things. We're doing occupational work with different companies in the area. We do pre-appointment physicals. We're doing random drug screens, DOTs. We could do just about anything. It's a good environment to work in. We have good employees. We have good x-ray techs, all certified medical assistants. Our physician's assistants and nurse practitioners are also certified. It's a good group of people with good doctors, good providers.
So if I'm a patient, or if I'm thinking about being a patient somewhere, I think Doctor was talking a little bit about what you guys offer compared to hospitals. But what's one of the things that you try to stress to patients to make the decision to come here? What's the one thing that you want to get across?
I think the most important thing is that the providers here and the staff are all very interested in everyone's health, their health care. They don't want you to leave here and never be seen and followed up again. If you have high blood pressure, we want you to come back. We want to make sure that your blood pressure is maintained. And knowing that you can come here 7 days a week, 8 to 8, any day, in any 3 of our locations. We have access to your records in all 3 locations. I mean, these are important things. They're important to patients, and it's important for them.
So if I would come here to the urgent center part first, I may see Dr. Shaker, but I may see a physician's assistant. Is that right? So physician's assistants, tell you a little bit about what they do here.
They work in conjunction with the providers, but they also, the doctors, but they also see patients on their own. They're very good physician's assistants and nurse practitioners. They can provide similar and sometimes even happier care than the doctors. Some of our patients have a preference for one of the other PAs or nurse practitioners. They develop a relationship with a female and they like to see the female, but we're willing to accommodate anyone and what their requests are.
And I'm sure, Doctor, that they do review everything with you anyhow. You make the final diagnosis maybe, or you make the final overview of the patient's care and treatment plan probably.
That's, what the physician assistant rules to, and the nurse practitioner, they are very well trained. Those do studying for 4 years, and they do have a license to practice medicine under doctor supervision. So really, that's why they call it physician assistant. They know what they're doing, and I always when I talk to my physician assistants, they always communicate with me if they not sure what to do about some kind of cases, patients. Even if patients come sick with having chest pain or need an EKG, something they not sure what to do, they always communicate, sending me the imaging or any EKGs, anything to help them make decision, call me if I'm not in the facility. If I'm in and patient need to be seen, I just walk in with the PA and we see the patient together. And also, this is the same thing for the nurse practitioner. After a long time of nursing in the hospitals, they get a degree to practice also under doctor supervision and see patient in the same manner. And it's also what's good about here, if you come in as an urgent care visit, there is no guarantee who are you going to see there, either here or anywhere else. Like if you go into the ER, like if you don't know who are you going to see because you're sick. No, you don't know who's there, what's going on. But if you decided to be our patient as a family practice, you always can request to see a specific provider. If you want to see Dr. Shaker specifically, you want to discuss something in detail and discuss issue you're concerned about, you always can request, can I see Dr. Shaker this visit? They always can put the patient on the schedule when I'm here or any different location, which is not too far from each other. Actually, I'm reachable in all these 3 locations, I would say 5 days a week. And the other time, the other doctors work in the other facilities as well, plus the PAs.
Now, there is, you have another doctor that works with you.
Yes. We have Dr. Tadris, and we just hired a doctor is going to start in March. He's going to do a part-time with us to help some shifts as well.
Well, that's good.
But I think it's notable that in today's atmosphere, whether it's an accounting firm, you usually don't have the CPA actually doing all the work either. There are people who do the work and then give it to the CPA. He reviews it. Same thing at the hospitals. If anybody's had any stay at the hospital, the nurses, the registered nurses, usually do most of the stuff and report all that information to the doctor. So it actually isn't anything that is unique to this place. It's just that you're looking at doing it probably a little bit more efficiently and a little bit better cost effective for the patient. Am I correct, Doctor?
Yeah. Well, this is true. Like there is a shortage of doctors in all the United States, especially when it comes to primary care doctors. There is a lot of shorts, and to fill up this gap, that's why they have the PA school and nurse practitioner school to help to make this kind of extender providers to help with the shorts and help the doctor with busy time, because doctors sometimes also need some break, some time off. And this is a big help for us and for the healthcare in general, which is becoming more fashion now to have extenders in all places, urgent cares, primary care, hospitals, ER. So you find them everywhere now because there is a shortage of doctors, and to do a great job.
I think the trend, probably even among the hospitals that are considered the big hospitals, whether it's UPMC or Excel, is to put in these type of facilities. There's lots of these. They're learning that you can handle patients just as well in this atmosphere as you can in the hospital, because you know the reimbursement from insurance companies. The idea of overnight stay is not there anymore. They want you to come in, get taken care of, and recuperate either at home or coming back to a facility like this. And I think you'll see a trend. You were probably ahead of the trend, I would think, whenever you established this place.
Yeah, this is true. You know, the biggest health care cost is hospital. And especially when it comes to emergency room visit, I can bet, like as I said in the beginning, I would say 90% of the emergency room visits, you don't need to be in the emergency room. I always, when patient comes, some of my patients don't know. I always try to educate them. If you're sick, like he has twist his ankle pain, or rash, or cough, or cold symptoms, They go to the emergency room. They come and say, I was in the emergency room yesterday. I ask, why don't come here? Why have to go to the emergency room for a simple things can be treated as an outpatient? You got your medication in 1 hour, you're in and out, and you get being taken care. This is a big, huge health care cost when you go to for unnecessarily situation to go to the emergency room or being in the hospital. This is becoming now is a big issue, and I think a lot of patients now try to they start to learn and understand what's the difference between when you need to go to the ER and when you need to go to see your doctor or go to the urgent care. This is a very, very important thing, and this can help the healthcare in general.
Now, if they would come here, and after you saw them, you gave the diagnosis, you could refer out from here if you felt they needed to have additional care, whether it's not necessarily emergency room care, but need to be seen at a hospital for either, whether it's overnight stay. So it's not like you're autonomous. You do work with hospitals anyhow.
Yes. Well, this is what's unique about our practice. We do primary care, urgent care, and I do hospital. Patients comes here with chest pain, and I think this patient need to be in the hospital, or something infection need to have an IV, or any congestive heart failure, or any kind of things, patient in a respiratory distress. We stabilize the patient in our facility, make sure SAT's okay, vital signs is okay, patient is stable. And if I would say 95%, if the patient is stable, I call the hospital. I round and Excel hospital, all 3 hospitals, and we get them a bed, assign them a bed, and we admit the patient as a direct admission. We save them a lot of time, a lot of process, a lot of hassle to go through the emergency room again. I don't just dump them to the emergency room because they're sick. No, I get them taken care here, and I call the hospital, get a bed, and just admit them in the hospital, and I go see them, and I get them better. And when they are ready to go home, I send them home from the hospital.
I'll tell you a story. I had pneumonia, and he came in to see me at the hospital, excuse me, right away. And then the next day, he had 3 specialists come in to see me, and I was in the hospital for 5 days. He was there for 5 days.
Yes, I remember
And
that.
even the specialist had made frequent calls. So I couldn't have asked for anything better.
No, and that's that personal care that I think when you are a smaller facility, and facilities are just a building, that doesn't that doesn't take the personal care from the doctor out of the picture. That actually enhances the personal care, because you are probably closer to your patients than the big box hospitals that see people coming and going and actually don't have that primary physician seeing them from the get-go. Am I correct on that, Doc?
Yeah, you're right. I always call our practice as a family business. We're not big guys coming from everywhere, just make money here and there. We are take care our patient as a family, like treat them with a dignity, with care, and always we have to make sure they are getting the right care, not to just see them and just don't care what's happened after that. Or even if you go to a different urgent care, if the patient have a chest pain, even normal EKG, they tell the patient just go to the ER. We don't do that. We take care of the patient, get what steps further to admit the patient and get them the good care and make sure they are.
And not everything's based on money. But
No.
but if we were to look at the big picture in comparison, coming here, being treated through the urgent care, or going to the hospital, 20% savings, 30% savings, you have a ballpark on that patients can look at and say, money's
Well,
tight right now, or?
All right, let me tell you that. Like, just think about it. If you came in as an urgent care or family practice because you're sick, and I think need to be in the hospital, but you didn't need to be in the emergency room, which is 95%, I do that. If I get you out of here to go to the emergency room, if someone did that, you pay in co-pays here, you pay co-pay again on the emergency room, you spend tons of money between between visiting here and visiting the emergency room, and then they will put you on the floor. This is another cost. So if you look about the saving, it's a huge saving for patients and for the healthcare itself. So as you all know, once you go to the emergency room, opening the room for you, it's a lot of cost.
And it's a savings. I know it's a savings for people who don't have insurance, but it's also a savings for people who have a copay, because emergency room copays. Trust me, I do the health care for our borough. The copays for the emergency room is a lot higher than a copay for a office visit.
And
Yeah,
rising.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing that doesn't seem to go down. You're right.
And this is gonna keep going higher, and it's keep going higher, and it's gonna get to the point no one can afford it. With the simple things, I always advise the patient, just come to your doctor, seen in the urgent care, get taken care, save yourself a lot of money, and save the healthcare a lot of money. But if you think you are on a life-threatening things and need to be in the ER or the hospital, you have to go to the emergency room.
Yeah.
That's
Well-
very important too.
Yes.
And some patients, their physicians are busy, so they may call their doctor and he may not see them within a couple days. You, I take it, since you have an urgent care atmosphere, I can pretty much, is it a walk-in atmosphere? I can come down and walk in?
Yeah, this is like I mentioned in the beginning. We open 8 to 8 every day, includes weekend. Even I tell my patient, if you're sick, you didn't need to call the office. Just walk in. Just walk in. We will see you. Someone will see you and take care of you and get you well and get you back
And make
home.
you feel better.
Of
and
course.
I think especially mothers and fathers who have children, their obligation is to take care of their child right away. I think sometimes they jump the gun a little bit. They're worried. So this way, you take that out of the equation by having the walk-ins here.
Absolutely. This has helped my patient and helped the other doctor patient if they are sick and cannot reach their doctor. They come in, walk in, seen, get better, go home. And this is very convenient for family, for patients. And our patients really love the idea having you as a primary care doctor and having you as an urgent care. So you have your record in one place. Your doctors or providers knows you well. They can look for things, knows your history, knows what's the best for you. This is a big benefits of having the two type of services in one facility, and this is a unique, and we love it, we enjoy it, and I see it's a very big benefits for my patients and the other patients and for the community.
And if I do come here for my urgent care, the records, will they be sent to my primary if I decide to stay with my primary? You go ahead and send the records back to him?
Yeah, yes, absolutely. We don't, when patient is not my patient, we don't never force patient to change doctor, or just even if we know he has a doctor, we leave the option for him. That's your doctor. You love your doctor, you stay with your doctor. That's beautiful, because I have my patient, they love me, they like to stay with me. Same thing with the other doctor too. This is gonna be a patient preferences, but we welcome them to come in if they are sick and they have a difficulty reaching their doctor, and their doctor will have the record with what we had done for the patient, and we can send the record to the doctor.
Why'd you pick Mount Pleasant area?
That's a good question. Actually, when I graduated from my residency program, I liked the area. I liked the Excella, and Excella Health offered me to get a job with them. And I told them I like my freedom. I like to be in my own. Can you help me with that? And they said, there is a need for a doctor in Mount Pleasant area. I said, I'll do it. Really, the financial helped me out to start in the beginning. I opened my office in Main Street, as I mentioned, and I waited for my first phone ring. I had 0 patient when I start. It was very challenging, and actually the phone started ring. Okay. And I have to work really hard to go to hospital to work extra shifts here and there to able to pay my staff, my expense, until I'm gradually building up my practice and my patients come in, and I decided to do it urgent care. And I love the community, beautiful. It was nice to meet the mayor and being my patient, and nice people here. We love them. I enjoy work with the community here, and we are having fun.
I want to mention his staff. I mean, everyone is so friendly here. No one ever just pushes you aside or they don't have time for you. When I wanted to speak to the office manager, I had an appointment right away, you know.
Yeah.
That's true.
And
Well, after we've talked about all this and we're nearing the end of the show, I have yet to figure out what is wrong with this idea and why people just don't think of this right away. And it's just probably, I guess it's just getting people used to thinking of a different direction. I guess. I mean, we're still educating people on the idea of urgent care and facilities like this. But Jerry, you've been a patient here for years. You said.
oh yeah, yeah.
And
It's,
we're going to get a chance to have Jerry get an exam today. It's going to be it's
No,
going to be that 50th.
I had it last week.
So we're going to gown Jerry up and no. Is there?
But you did mention, like, to explain that you have your own X-ray machines here. Like you said, the person with the sprained ankle,
Right.
you X-ray it. If
Yeah.
it's a shoulder problem,
Yeah,
it's done right here.
Yeah, we have X-rays, we have EKGs, we have so many testing. We can find out if what your sick level is. If you have flu swabs, we have strep. We do the things can figure out very quick, very efficient, what's your main problem, and we can deal with it based on that, what level of sickness you has. And also we do a lot of service, CDL, all type of exam, wellness exam, works comp, occupational medicines. Well, it's so many services we provide, and patient welcome to call and ask or log in our websites or do.
And you accept all of the hospitalizations? All the,
Yeah, all insurance, most of the
insurances.
insurance are accepted, and we welcome patients to us.
Okay.
We have Dr. Shaker, actually. One thing that he seems to be proficient in is the Heimlich maneuver. 2 choking patients in the last 6 weeks
Yes.
have shown up at the Donegal location, and Dr. Shaker in the waiting room saved lives right then and there. 2 patients.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago was an 11 years old kid. He choked with a sunflower seed and came in with severe bronchospasm. And I think that the sunflower seeds went down to his right bronchus, because kids, the bronchus on the right side is wide and easy to slide the foreign bodies there. And he was in respiratory distress. We stabilized him, got him oxygen, take care of him, keep him awake, and we called the ambulance to take him to the children. Actually, I heard he had bronchoscopy and take the foreign body out. So it was challenging, but this is the time I feel I really saved his life.
Oh, we have a minute left. So is there anything, you want to give the hours again and the phone number so that we make sure the watchers and listeners know how to get a hold of you?
Our number here in Mount Pleasant is 724-542-4321. You can call us or visit us anytime, 8 to 8, Monday through Sunday. And that holds true for all 3 of our locations. Greensburg is 724-837-4321. And Donegal is 724-593-4321.
And I'm sure you have a website.
I do want to say Donegal region of Donegal Township is very fortunate to have your office in Donegal.
We love the community there too. We enjoy it, and I love the atmosphere of the mountain. My favorite day is working. When I go to the mountain, I just get peace of mind. And our website, checkerurgentcare.com, and you can look for us on the Facebook as well.
Okay. Okay, so for Dr. Shaker, Tammy, Jerry, and myself, thanks for watching and listening to Mount Pleasant Up Close. And next show, we'll have Jerry getting the exam. Can you get the rubber gloves, guys?